What's going on, everybody? It's me, your host, Ruh-Arok, and this is Lost Kingdoms. And of course, you're tuning into the Occult Gaming channel. And unfortunately, today's episode is a post-commentary. So I wish I could have had the live commentary for you guys prepared. And I did record 40 minutes for this episode of it, but unfortunately, it wasn't recording. So that's something I'm going to have to do going forward, is to double check to make sure that the live commentary is recording before we even get started. Because unfortunately this happened to me a couple times. And, once I get comfortable and stop checking it, that's when it wants to screw up again. So unfortunately this episode and the very next episode are both going to be post-commentary because neither one of them recorded. And ironically enough, they're both around about 40 minutes apiece. So I'm just going to basically be commenting on the stuff I see as I see it. I don't remember why I'm checking out cards right here. At this point in the game, I basically had taken maybe a week-long break or a week and a half break. And I guess right now I'm just checking out the, what I'm probably doing is recapping the last couple of cards I got. Because I had to take about a week-long or 2-week-long break in order to, just because I couldn't record. I had no opportunities to record. And it's always very difficult to hop back into the game after you've taken a couple of weeks off from it. And it's really because of my inability to record, it's really stretched this playthrough out for entirely too long, really, because I think we're going to be going into the 4-month mark by the time you guys get to see this one, because I started this playthrough in March. Right now it's May, but this probably won't be uploaded until like June or July, maybe. Hopefully June. Hopefully I can get these all out by June, like the maybe the first or second week of June. But anyway, if you guys have been keeping up with the playthrough, you know we've gone through and gotten all the sacred beast cards, the elemental, you can call them gods, I guess. They're rulers of the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. So right now what we're going to do is basically complete this level, because we've done everything we possibly can. We've unlocked every side level that's accessible from this level, and now all we have to do is complete this level so we can move on. We got the cards, I believe White Tiger, was it White Tiger, Golden Phoenix, Blue Dragon, and I forget what the turtle is called. I think the Earthen Turtle or something like that. It's like a volcanic turtle. It might be called Great Turtle, I'm not sure. The rest of them have like colored names, but I don't think the turtle has a name representing a color. You know what I can do, since I'm inactive right now, I can actually look up what those 4 animals represent in real life, because I never got the directions down. So I'm gonna look that up while the fight's taking place right here. Trickster's just solid, man. Trickster, once you get Trickster, you never have to really take him out of the deck. You put 2 Tricksters in the deck, you're good. These guys are solid. Only thing they have trouble with is fire monsters, because they can get one shot by fire monsters. Everything else though, can't really touch them too much. Look at him, he's absolutely clowning this steel skeleton, who's at least several levels above his pay grade. He just embarrassed that guy. He just embarrassed that monster. Okay. Okay, the 4 symbols. And we're just giving Trickster some coverage. Look at that. See, that's why I like spin cards too. Spin cards are really good. Okay. So as far as the 4 symbols go, they're literally called the Si Shang in Chinese, and it literally means the 4 images. They are 4 mythological creatures appearing among Chinese constellations. And the 4 creatures are the Azure Dragon of the East. So blue dragon, Azure means blue. The Vermilllion bird of the South. So I believe before I did say that the Phoenix was from the South. The white tiger of the West, and the black turtle of the North. Each of these is closely associated with a cardinal direction and a color. And they represent other aspects as well, including a season of the year. There are actually 5 elements though. That's interesting. So I'm not gonna take too much time to read all this, but this is actually really cool. So I will tell you guys what seasons each of the beasts represents. The Azure Dragon of the East represents spring. The Vermilllion bird of the South represents summer, of course. The white tiger of the West represents autumn, and the black turtle of the North represents winter. So that is interesting. So blue dragon, East, spring. Vermilion bird, South, summer. White tiger, West, autumn. Black turtle, North, winter. Anytime those 4 beasts are like shown in anything, I always find it fascinating. Like, they always fascinate me. I think the first thing that made me take notice of the 4 creatures was Digimon season 3. Because they were all various gods in that. Then from then I was like, huh. Like, I've seen these guys and other things before, and now I'm taking notice of them. And yeah, they've been in quite a few things. Digimon's the only thing that comes to mind right now, but they've been in quite a few things. I think to a degree they've been in Pokemon, or maybe not, I don't know. I think they have been in Pokemon, but I'm not entirely sure. I know Ho-Oh is like basically a Phoenix representation, but I can't think of the other ones. But I'm sure Pokemon's had them in there. Alright, so we're just double checking these doors, making sure we can't do anything else with this area before we complete it. And we're going to do the same for the other side, but of course we're going to get the random battle. Can't avoid those. And right here, I really appreciate the deck I have right here. I think it's really good. Look at that. Just utter destruction. Only thing I do with the deck, I take out Carbuncle and probably add more Whipworms. And maybe some Juggernauts. Because Carbuncle's pretty much outlived its usefulness. Once you get access to Whipworms and Juggernauts, you really don't need Carbuncles. I mean, Carbuncles are still good. You can still play them really well, but they die pretty easily. And even if they don't die, they don't stay out very long. If they stay out a bit longer, I would say that they are worth keeping until the very end. But Whipworm is just, even if you're running like a opposing element, Whipworm has a lot of range and damage. Like it's definitely worth it, I would say. I would take out the spider too. The Venus spider. Venus spider is okay though. But it is you have to be really skilled to use it effectively. I'm kind of like half skilled with it, so I can't always get the hit I want. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take on the boss of this level. Another servant of the actual boss of the game. And this text is actually readable. Alright, the final servant of the enchanter, Black Dragon. Who must talk really slowly because his text was actually readable. I could have read that out loud. But we've actually managed to create our own Black Dragon, so we know what this guy is capable of. Because he's also an independent monster when we use him. And unfortunately, as cool as he is, he's a bit of a pushover. Sometimes you do want a cool boss fight. But yeah, this guy was just a pushover. Trickster was basically able to bully him. See? Trickster and Banshee. That's all I needed to bully this guy. And Mega Man Dragger, of course. Who quickly became one of my favorites. I like how this stage ends, like the song and the quiet footsteps. We're about to get some lore here. Heir of the Ancient Covenant. Fromsoft loves their covenants with the gods. The little ones being humans. Her brother being the god of destruction. On the other side of the divide, you remember the divide before was considered another dimension. And that's a 5-star. I did figure out the formula to getting 5 stars. At least a reliable formula. It might not be the #1 true formula, but it is a reliable formula. And right here we did get a good spread. Steel Skeleton. Well, Goblin lore kind of sucks, but we did get a diverse spread at the very least. And Black Dragon. So right here I just kind of, I don't think I completely read Black Dragon, but I did remind you guys what he was capable of as a card. The only downside to Black Dragon is when you use him, when he takes damage, it comes out of your HP as well. So like, he's really strong, he's really rare, but man, that's a hard pill to swallow as a trade-off. Unless you got healing cards, then it's worth it. But yeah, as you can see, just an awesome card overall. If he didn't have that effect of hurting your HP by taking damage, he would have been the best card in the game, I would say. His AI isn't the best either. That's the thing. If his AI was a little better, I could even take the downside of the card. But his AI is pretty bad. Well, I would say overall it's average, but you want better AI when you have an effect like that. And he just looks so cool too. Just looks badass. He's kind of like the dragon god. Like if you just look at the card, he looks kind of like the dragon god from Demon Souls. I might be looking too much into that, trying to find a connection, but to me, he's like very similar to the dragon god. The god of destruction created the black dragon as the ultimate weapon. Its attack is devastating, its vitality without equal, and it is virtually immune to special damage attacks, which are status effects. But the vitality being without equal is kind of crazy because he shares vitality with you. So maybe that's what keeps him alive, is that he shares vitality with his allies, maybe? I don't know. Alright, so the Ruh-Arok temple. Oh, we got lore here. Many weeks have passed since the Princess of Alundra left her castle in the company of the witch who calls herself Gerd. Probably should have been a comma there. Left her castle. Because it seems like she left her castle to Gerd. But instead she left her castle while she was in the company of Gerd. Her long and tiring journey has brought the princess face to face with the being whose power was imprisoned by the rune stones, which was the god of creation. I thought Gerd was the god of creation, so I guess I was wrong on that about 10 episodes ago. The god told the princess, "You seek the master of the black fog. The enchanter waits for you on in the other land." And I believe I complained about the commas there before, but I think you can't do anything about that when you program games or when you copy and paste the script. I don't think you can do much about that. In the other land, of course, is divided by a barrier. It's just the other continent. Although disappointed that her journey was not yet at an end, the princess knew that she had to see her task through to the very end. And so the princess set out for the forgotten land to the east. The land divided by a barrier, and now divided by a fissure, a large fissure. So we've never been east. Never been east. I think it's funny that an Eastern company makes Western themed games, and they always make the East like very mysterious. Like in just about every Fromsoft game, like every Souls title, the East is always like this far off thing that's like really mysterious, but it's like some elements from the East have come to the Western lands. You can see that like fissure over there, that divide that God spoke of earlier. And yeah, we've completed. Basically, we've nearly completed the game. Brock Black is actually the final level of the entire game. In my other profile, I'm stuck there. I couldn't actually beat that level. But I am aware that's the last level of the game. So we've come very far, and I thought we were only about maybe a little bit over halfway through, but we're actually past that point. So we're doing pretty damn good, I would say. Okay, so we're gonna go to the apothecary. And we're gonna take care of a few, I guess, last minute transformations. And I think what I went here initially to do is to buy cards I didn't have, to see if they had new cards and to buy them. Not sure if these are new, but I did buy the ones that I only had like one of. Alright, and we're going to see if there's anything useful we can copy. Might as well duplicate Trickster, we have more than enough. His transformations don't really interest me, so maybe later on down the line we can try out all Trickster deck to see how far that gets us. And just want to see if she has anything more to say. I believe she actually did say something new. Nope, not this time. And for a little bit, I actually went ahead and tried to see if there were any new transformations. I don't think I'm going through every card here, but I think I gave that up. Alright, and we're just taking a look at our newer cards to see if they have anything to yield from us. And the thing about the stronger cards is they basically tend to devolve. That's why the required experience is so low. We still got this asshole to try to level up. He requires, of course, 5,000, which is not easy for him to get on his own, unless you have like an earth level, which I currently don't. And the Sacred Beasts all take 9,999 experience to transform, and 5,000 experience to duplicate. So, but their final form is actually something very special. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. That'll be in a couple episodes from now. Alright, and of course the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, caterpillar, but we'll have to wait to see what his final form is. Got this guy. I think that's the first time we've seen what Golden Goose could turn into. Alright, so our next destination, once we do something with our deck, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I think we're going to make it more efficient, so we're most likely going to take out those Venus spiders to get more effective damage. But our next step is to go to the final level, and what I'm going to do is to basically give you guys a demo of what that final level looks like. We're not going to beat it yet, but we're going to do some recon. So I'm just taking stock of what I currently have in the deck and what we're going to take with us. So I took out the Venom Lizard to add something a bit more, with a bit more reliable damage. So I'm going to replace them. Not sure what I'm looking for. I guess Caterpillar, so we can level them up. Guess that whole time I was just looking for a place to for Caterpillar. Dark Castle of the Enchanter, it is a neutral element, and our goal here is to defeat the Enchanter. So very simple aims. Hopefully we can just run through here and get the job done. Are you really going to fight the Enchanter? Yes we are. Yes we are, Red Fairy. Yes we are. Alright, so I'm not gonna get the cards right here. This is strictly recon. We're doing monster recon. We're trying to see what this level's about. Then the next time, if we actually need the cards, we'll pick them all up. The door is designed to hold some type of object, so we can't get into this door. This is a very dark place. The background reminds me of Outworld from Mortal Kombat, the movies anyway. It's typically how Outworld looks with the purple skies. And that right there is Puppet Master. If you guys remember, he was actually a boss several stages ago. He's dangerous. He has a lot of range with those energy whips, energy tendrils. So in order to damage him, we gotta get fairly close to him with Whipworm. But it's not the best idea. Unless we can take him out in 2 hits. Alright, so not too bad. He did manage to take about 32 points of HP from us. Alright, and we can't get into there yet, it seems. The enchanter believes he is the master of the power he wields. I wonder who is truly the master. So the fairy just basically assumes that the master, whoever the master is, isn't all powerful. Somebody is guiding the master's power, which is something odd for an NPC to say, like an NPC fairy. But I guess these fairies are wise, as they should be. We're gonna find out more about the fairies once we complete Alexander's quest. And that pisses me off. These guys can oftentimes take out the Mega Man Dragarist. These guys are just annoying, all out and out. But right there are some of the decoy pillar, who is a phenomenal distraction. Not only does he sit in place and draw aggro, but he also has a pretty decent level of defense. That's another annoying thing about the Beelzabub. His damn rain cloud stays out longer than him. Just an entirely too annoying enemy, to be honest. Okay, so right there is a chest with a card in it. We're not gonna get that yet. Right here is a chest with the puzzle piece. The key, I should say. Stone of Darkness. So I only know this stuff because the last level I actually did. And that's what the Stone of Darkness looks like. Yeah, I only know this stuff because the last level I did, which wasn't too long ago, on my other profile was this level. And I played that profile just before I actually started recording this game. Just to get my bearings. I recorded... I didn't record, but I started playing the last level over and over on that profile, and I did. I started over too, just to test out like how I would do the commentary. Because these things aren't easy. Like when you're setting up a playthrough, you got to figure out like how you're gonna do things. Basically, my thing with this playthrough was figuring out what advice I'm going to give you guys. Alright, and we did capture Beelzabub. So I think we already had one, so. And we just bought one too. We really didn't have to buy one. Yep. Yeah, but yeah, my the issue I had with starting this one was trying to figure out like what advice I would give you guys, because the game does give you ample tutorials. So I was thinking of it like in terms of you guys playing along with me, like what would be helpful at the time. I just had to figure out like how I would approach the commentary. I think it turned out pretty good. At least it started. I think it started like very strongly. It was a very strong start to this playthrough. Like the first 3 episodes. There is some bad advice in there about because I didn't figure out how the grading system works. And I'm still not like 100% on how the grading works, but I know now how to get the best grades, which I think is solid enough. Alright, still skeleton having a hard time. And this is kind of cool, the fact that we, on our way back, these gates opened up. It's like it was a trap laid for us. Alright, still skeletons out. I'm trying to juke past. Guess I'm trying to capture this guy now. Alright, and instead of using his 20-point effect, I just decided to capture the puppeteer with him. Puppet Master. Alright, and again, we aren't getting the treasure chest just yet. Gonna continue forward. Go through this berserk door here, as I call it, using the Stone of Darkness. Doesn't that look like a demon from Berserk? And the colors too. The colors remind me of Berserk. That flesh tone red, or I should say that beneath the flesh tone red, like hamburger flesh tone red. Okay, so if we use these in a unique way, we can find different areas to go to. There's quite a bit over here, a lot of treasure. There's actually like a point where we can heal at as well. If we continue going east, that'll take us, this took us back to the beginning. Actually, it took us to the, yeah, it took us back to the beginning. Alright, and forward is going to take us to a place where we can get treasure. But if we take this to its conclusion, if we take it one more time, we're going to get stuck over here. We're going to get these 3 treasure chests, but unfortunately, we're also back to the northern side of the level, which means this is the area with the Stone of Darkness. As you can see. And there's no way to teleport all the way to the other side again, so we got to take the long way. So right there, I was just doing it basically to remind myself how the teleporters work, because it was a long time since I actually did that part. Alright, and this is very... Only way this could get any more annoying is if you had two Beelzabubs. But one Beelzabub and a puppeteer is annoying enough. But luckily, Mega Man Dragger was able to take care of it. I think I'm facing the wrong way here. No, I'm not actually. I turned at the right moment, but it's still not enough. Stonehead is really good. Yeah, Stonehead's like really good. You want maybe 3 Stoneheads in your deck. Like, they don't cost very much and they do a ton of damage. You tend to always get the bigger pieces of stone when they hit, so you're gonna at least get back like 5 to 10 of your stone back, which is, you only use 5 to summon them, you can probably get like 10 back. Alright, so we went north, now we're gonna go where we went west, now we're going north. And I think I confused myself there, because that took us back Oh no, I didn't. That was a new area. Right, and that's the deck point. There are 2 cards we got. And we can pick up 2 cards here if we want, but we aren't picking up cards here. So instead, we're gonna keep going. And there's another area over here with a red fairy. Alright, we're gonna get some cards back. Okay, the annoying one is, of course, the Beelzabub. Okay. And he killed... Oh, he almost killed him. He nearly did, but he was close enough that Mega Man Dragora blew up anyway. And Elephant failed us. That's okay. Alright. I'm gonna leave that alone. The Guardians of the Dragon's Mouth are in the chambers to the right and left of here. The Enchantress Throne Room is just beyond the Dragon's Mouth. And the Dragon's Mouth is that fire right ahead of us. It looks more like a demon than a dragon. This door will not open. You sense a powerful magic at work. So we're gonna have to take the fairy's advice and get this door open. And as you've noticed, all the enemies we faced here have been bosses from previous levels. So these were all servants of the Enchanter, aka the Master. And now they're just regular enemies. I actually like that. That shows you the progression you've made as a player. Like now we're just fighting bosses like as regular enemies. That's really cool. Okay, so what we want to do here is lure this asshole over to our Mega Man Dragora. He's just outside of its range. And of course he teleported out of the way of that. But ultimately he was a fool. So we were able to take him out, but unfortunately that's not the battle we want. This is the battle we want. At least one half of them. Alright, we got our distraction with aggro. Now we can just destroy these guys with the dual whip worms. Utterly destroyed them. How about that? And we got 153 extra experience from that, so that's really good. Alright, so we go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully we can avoid a battle in the middle here. Nope. We got 2 annoying opponents. Get that aggro out first. It's been working for us really well so far. Now take out this asshole. Looks like I tossed out all the stops here. Aggro, whipworms, and Trickster. Yeah, sometimes you just get fed up with how annoying these enemies could be. Alright, and this is a bit more manageable. Dual Puppet Masters. So yeah, Juggernaut not quite as good as Puppet Master, But he's fairly good like when you have the element advantage. So if you're fighting against nature enemies. But his problem is he's too big, so he tends to not be able to maneuver as good as Whipworm or Carbuncle. His damage just isn't as good as Carbuncle, because Carbuncle hits like twice in one go. She killed him. Or his damage tends to not be as good as Whipworm. I think I said Carbuncle there. Because Whipworm can hit twice in one go. Right, and these guys, they get really hurt by Banshee. Alright, see that puppet string is like really deceptively long. And of course he moves out the way. I hit him twice at least. And I saw that he was poisoned, so I made sure to kill him with Dragonoid. Alright, so again we're avoiding cards, but we are progressing forward. So we're gonna see what awaits us ahead. Hopefully we can avoid a battle. Yep. Up here we have more treasure chests. We have a deck point. And that's the boss right up ahead. That I know. So I guess what I'm gonna do here, it looks like I'm about to quit out. I probably should have showed you guys the boss, but I think I just quit out so I didn't beat it by mistake. Or no. Nope, I'm doing the boss. Eyeball. And Castlevania. Welcome, princess. I am Thanos the Enchanter. Not gonna be able to read it. I'm not gonna try. That was slow enough. His previous text bubble wasn't very slow at all. I think it's unfortunate. I don't think they had anybody to quality test the text boxes. They really just should have had you click through them. I would have loved to cringe it up trying to read that character dialogue. No, he's throwing out all the stops. Look at him. I've only thrown out a Mega Man Dragora so far. I think that's his third monster. I'm just trying to pick my spots because he's created a lot of stuff. Man, look at all his stuff. Like he's just got so much shit on the screen. Ow. Alright, so the Phoenix protects me, takes all the damage I'm intended to take. And since he has so much shit out there, the Phoenix dies really quickly. Of course, you guys know what I'm gonna say about all these damn summons. Annoying as hell. I don't think it's really fair to give them the iframe dodge because they have so many summons that they have iframes at will, basically. Alright, and it's come down to this. All we have left is Trickster. He's still doing pretty damn good. I think if this asshole didn't have so many iframes, that Trickster probably could have taken him out. Yeah, but you see he keeps summoning shit, so he's just not on the screen. Trickster was able to take out a steel skeleton who has quite a lot of defense. And he's one-shotting all his other shit too. This is a pretty damn good strategy, like me distracting him and Trickster doing all the damage. Skeletons finally caught up with him. And they took him out. So at this point, there's nothing else you can do. Like, if there was like an option to do like an attack that does 1 damage, I would take that over being able to do nothing. So at this point, even though we did all that hard work, there's nothing we could do. So all I can do is run around like an idiot. If we could even get like 1 Trickster back, dude, we could do so much. We could have actually won this. If there was like a way to replenish like 1 card at a time, that would be more desirable to that would be more desirable than to actually just be forced to lose because you ran out of cards. Yeah, but Trickster by himself was actually defeating this guy. Like, and would have outright defeated him if he didn't have all these summon cards, like an infinite amount of free invincibility frames, basically. And that's another thing I don't like about these duels is the utter lack of rules that the other summoners have to follow. They just throw cards out willy-nilly. But anyway, that's it for that. I think that's going to be the end of the episode. We got about 40 something seconds left. So I really do appreciate you guys watching these. Again, I wish I could have gotten this live for you guys because I was having a really good time. But yeah, just this episode and the next are going to be post commentary, and the ones after are going to be live commentary again. I got several more episodes after that. So hope you guys are enjoying this playthrough. Thank you guys for joining me. Till next time, guys. Peace.